Hello, hello. Welcome to MTG Unraveled, where we each choose a magic card and over-explain it to distract you from your current hyperfixation. I'm Rafa.
And I'm Ryan. Thanks for joining us. As with every episode, we've each picked a specific card to talk about that has something interesting you may or may not know about it. So let's go ahead and start off with your pick.
Okay, we'll see if you can guess it before I reveal it.
Okay.
All right, so I have chosen a 4-mana legendary artifact.
Legendary Artifact. I know I run a couple of these, but 4 mana. Because the Great Henge is legendary, isn't
Yeah,
it?
but it's like
But
twice
it's
the mana.
not 4 mana. Okay, I think I need more.
Yeah, 4 generic mana. It's a rare. It's got 2 abilities on it, but I don't want to tell you the abilities yet because I feel like it might give it away. But it is Universes Beyond. I'll even give you the universe. It's from the Warhammer sets.
Oh, of course it's a Universes Beyond that I don't know that much about because I don't know very much about Warhammer.
No, I run this card though, so you've seen it. No, I'll give you the first
No.
ability and we'll see if you get
Okay.
it. So it's the first ability is called Arcane Life Support. If you would lose the game, instead exile this card and your life total becomes 1.
Oh,
Yeah, it sounds familiar, huh?
is it I
Yeah.
have it in Atla and it's Elixir of Life or something like that.
Maybe you run this card. This card's in a lot of Atla Palani decks, but I didn't think you ran this card. But I'll give you the second part. You can it's called 1,000 Souls Die Every Day. You can tap it, sacrifice a creature, add 3 mana in any combination of colors.
I do run this card. It's not Elixir. Oh gosh.
Nope.
I run this card and I don't even know the name.
Yeah, it's really good in Atla.
It is really good because I can sacrifice my eggs and make mana to do things.
Nope.
Uh, gosh, I know the card, but I cannot think of the name.
That's alright. It's called the Golden Throne.
The Golden Throne.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I think there is another card that's Elixir, something like that, that also is like if you would lose the game, instead exile this and you're at 1, I think.
Probably. Oh.
But yes, I run this card. It's good in the right decks.
It is really good, yeah. Yeah. What did you pick for your card?
Okay, so for my card today, we have a 3 and a white Enchantment Saga, also a Universes Beyond card.
I'm trying to think of ones that had a lot of sagas. Like Lord of the Rings had a lot of sagas. Uh, I've got nothing off the top of my head. Am I right? Is it Lord of the Rings?
No.
No.
So the Universe Beyond is Fallout.
Oh no. One I don't know that much about.
I know. I love the game series.
Okay, there's probably not much more to give me than like each chapter, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, just start with the first chapter then.
All right. So the first chapter is create a 1/1 white human soldier creature token and a food token. And then has the what a food token does text.
Yeah. Nope.
If you knew the card, and we'll get into this, that is right on point for the flavor of the
Nice.
card. And then chapters 2 and 3 are the same. And it's you may put an aura or equipment card from your hand or graveyard onto the battlefield. If an equipment is put onto the battlefield this way, you may attach it to a creature you control.
That's neat. I don't know how much mana this is, but this seems like a good card in the right deck.
4 mana.
Yeah, 4 mana. Oh, right. I
Yeah.
already forgot. 4 mana. That's pretty good for 4 mana.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I don't think I'll ever. I think you could give me all day and I'd never guess the
Yeah, I
name.
didn't think you would.
Yeah.
The card is Vault 101 Birthday Party.
That's a name.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
There's a reason for it. We'll talk about it. But first, let's go ahead and get into your card and the details.
Okay. All right. So I'm just gonna go into the abilities real quick, just in case they need a little bit of explanation. The first one's pretty self-explanatory. If you lose the game, instead you exile this card, your life total becomes 1. As long as it's on the battlefield when you would lose the game, that's what happens. There are circumstances where you would still end up losing the game even if you exile this, and I'll get into that in a second. The second ability, also extremely simple. You have to tap it, you have to have a creature to sacrifice at the time that you tap it, and then you add 3 mana in any combinations of colors. And I did find it interesting because I looked, that ability to add 3 mana in any combinations of colors is only found on 3 cards. So you've got this one, you've got the 5-color Omnath, who
Hmm.
you have to reveal a card off the top in order to add those colors. So if you reveal a 5-color spell, then you could add 3 of any color. And then you have one that's called Conversion Apparatus, which takes 3 energy and taps it and turns it into 3 of any color.
Yeah, it's really cool because a lot of abilities will just add however much mana in one color of your choice. But being able to mix and match is really useful.
Is very, yeah. I think Gilded Lotus is like the
Yeah.
first one I think of where you can tap add 3 of one color. And usually that works just fine, but every now and then you're like, I wish I could make another color too.
Yeah, or even, infamous cards like Jeweled Lotus or Black Lotus.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I only play bad cards.
Yeah, you do.
So, like I said, I play this card in Slimefoot and Squee. I didn't know if you had it in Atla Palani, but so we both play this card. It's a great card when you have it out.
Mhm.
You pay 4 mana for it, and if you're already set up, you get 3 back. So it effectively costs you 1 mana the turn you play it, and then you get an extra 3 mana every turn after that too.
Yeah.
And if it's in the deck, sacking a creature is either a benefit or it is no trouble to you at all. In both of our decks, it's a benefit.
Yeah.
You're getting a giant creature out of your library, and I'm putting my commander, Slimefoot and Squee, in the graveyard, which I want in the graveyard to recur a spell. So it makes my commander effectively a 1 generic mana reanimate spell every turn.
Yeah.
With this out,
Yeah.
which is amazing.
Terrible.
Terribly amazing. It was part of the forces of the Imperium Precon, which is the Marnie's Calgar, the Esper Precon. That's where this card comes
I
from.
recognize that name.
You know Marnie's Calgar.
Yep.
Yeah, he's an, dang it. What is he? I'm not the biggest Warhammer person. I enjoy the lore. We have a friend there super into Warhammer.
Oh, yeah. Tried really hard
yeah.
to get us into Warhammer, and I was like, hey, buddy, we
I-
already spend way too much money on this other thing called Magic the Gathering, so...
I literally told him, I was like, if I didn't have a hobby that I was super committed to already, I would probably really get into this.
It seems really cool. We watched... What was that show
Like
on
Extra or something.
Netflix? Like, yeah,
Yeah, it was a
Extra
weird
Life
name.
or something like
That's
that.
what I wanted to say, but that's the
that's...
secret layer. That they partner with. I don't think that's it.
No, I don't remember what it is, but it's a series that they just have little shorts that are not necessarily canon to a whole bunch of different games.
Yep.
And there's one that's based off of Warhammer, and I remember you being like, that might be Marnius Calgar.
Yeah.
In the one that we watched.
Yeah, he's part of, there's a whole bunch of different factions. He's like the head guy. Well, he's not the head guy, but he's like second in command of the most popular faction that I'm, Space Ultramarines.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. And really, most of my Warhammer knowledge comes from Adeptus Ridiculous, another podcast, and they are absolutely amazing. So if you want to learn more about Warhammer and you haven't heard of them, absolutely great. But this deck came out at the end of 2022, so 3 years ago now at this point. And there's been a whole bunch of universes beyond since then.
Oh my god. Yeah, it doesn't feel like it's been that long, but at the same time, when you think about the sheer amount of other universes we've traveled to since then, it's like, whoa, how was that not 10 years ago?
Yeah. Yeah. And the art, do you remember the art on this card?
Vaguely.
Yeah. See, you don't know the lore behind it, I'm assuming.
No.
So you probably don't even care to, like, you see the art and you're like, oh, that's cool, whatever. Like not any other Magic card, but there's so many Magic cards.
There's only the one art, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I didn't look all that much into it because I went, oh, there's only one version of this card. It's good, throw it in the deck. Whereas other cards, I might be like, this art or this art.
I want the kitty cat one.
I want one so bad.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, the art is a giant skeleton-looking man, and that is the Emperor of Mankind, but he's basically a skeleton, and he's on a giant throne, and there's a whole bunch of skulls and like uh, a couple like dismembered skeletons around him. It looks, yeah, I think it looks sweet. It definitely embodies the feel of Warhammer.
Yeah, I was gonna. It's pretty like.
It's grimdark, is what
Yeah.
you'd call it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 100%, and the art is too. It looks cool. This card's legal in Legacy, Vintage, Commander, and Oathbreaker. I doubt it sees any play in Legacy or Vintage. I don't know that for a fact though. Um, it just doesn't seem like. I don't know. Yeah, maybe it is. It's in Commander.
Yeah.
Yeah, it goes right now for about $10 for the non-foil and about $15 for the foil. So not the most expensive card, but not a penny card either. And the rules with the first ability, I'll go into that of putting your life total to 1. So that most of the time that will save you if you have combat damage. It will remove that combat damage, and your life total will go to 1 instead of being below 0 or at 0. If you take lethal commander damage, it will not save you, but it will exile itself and put it back at 1, and then you'll lose the game. It doesn't save you from poison counters. If you have 10 poison counters, you will go to 1 life, but you'll still lose the game. It also doesn't save you. I have a whole list here. Uh, if a card says you lose the game, it doesn't matter how much life you're at. You won't lose the game, but you will go to 1 life. So you could have gained a whole bunch of life, been at 80 life in a commander game, and a player hits you with that Assassin's Creed card, that assassin that makes you lose the game. I don't remember his name. First one off the top of my head. You won't lose the game, but you'll be at 1 life. So
Mhm.
yeah, keep that in mind. And if an opponent has an effect that says they win the game, that is not the same to the rules as you losing the game. So that opponent still wins the game, even though you do technically lose. Like the way we talk. If you won, and there can only be 1 winner in the game, then I have lost. But
Hey,
as far
wrong
as
show, buddy. Only one may stand.
oh, oops. And you can't, if you can't lose the game from another effect like Platinum Angel,
Mm.
which I loved that card when I first started playing. I thought it was so cool, and now I don't even play it.
Yeah.
But if you have a Platinum Angel out, and your life gets below 0, this won't do anything. This triggers when, or replaces, it's a replacement effect. It replaces when state-based actions are checked and you would lose the game, but you never go to lose the game
Oh.
with Platinum Angel out. So you won't, if you're at -10 health, it won't exile and your life total becomes 1. It will just stay at -10 until that Platinum Angel goes away. Then state-based actions are checked, and then your life would become 1 and it would exile if you have the Golden Throne still.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Not something that I necessarily have thought about, but
Yeah. Yeah. Lots of weird little niche things that, no, I wouldn't have thought about either. On to the lore. The So the lore on this card is spot on, in my opinion. So it comes from Warhammer, of course, and it comes from a book series called The Horus Heresy, which, if you've never heard of Warhammer or don't know much about it, if you have heard anything, this is one of the first things you hear about. I don't know if that phrase sounds familiar to you at all.
no,
No.
I generally tune you guys out when you start talking Warhammer
Yeah.
because I'm like,
So
next.
yeah, the Horus Heresy is like, it's the biggest story. It's a series of books.
Is this like WHORE? Horror's Heresy?
No, Horus.
Oh, Horus
Horus.
Heresy.
Yeah.
I heard that wrong. Anyway,
Kind of like I think it's like the Egyptian god. I
yeah,
don't know.
I think so.
Yeah, I don't know.
That sounds right.
Where was I?
My bad.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you a super um oversimplified version of the story related to this card. I was thinking about it, and it's like the equivalent of me explaining the Lord of the Rings trilogy as this right here. A couple happy little fellows came across a cursed ring, and they decided they had to sneak into a volcano in the middle of the enemy stronghold to destroy the ring and save the world. The end. That's the equivalent of what I'm going to do to this story. So I understand that. I'm oversimplifying it, but I'm not going to sit here. You could spend hours learning about this or hours reading the book.
We only have so much time
Yeah.
today.
Yeah. Well, and we're a short explainer, like super short, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not going into the entire Horus Heresy. I'm here for one card and I'm giving you the little bit you need to know for the one card. Yeah. Go look up the Horus Heresy if you want to learn more. It's a good story. So the Emperor of Mankind is an extremely powerful psychic being. One of his sons, Horus, betrayed him and tried to overthrow him. During their fight, the Emperor was fatally wounded. He was then placed on the Golden Throne to save his life, kind of, which is where the first ability of the card comes from. Right? Makes
Yeah.
sense. If you would die, instead you're not dead because of this throne. It's the exiling thing is kind of weird. I think that's more magic mechanically related, but you can't pick the Emperor up from the Golden Throne or he will die. And someone else could use the throne if he wasn't forced to sit on it the entire time. So, I mean, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, but no, it really probably is just a like,
Save your
all
life.
right, we don't need, you get one chance, one do-over, and we don't want that being a recurable effect.
Yep.
That's definitely probably more like magic
Yeah.
gameplay.
But the saving your life part, it's like spot on from what
Yeah.
happened in the story. And the second part is too. So the Emperor of Mankind is also vital to the survival of the human race. If the Emperor were to die, interstellar space travel would be almost impossible for the human race, and most planets are not self-sustainable. So most of humanity would be in crisis if the Emperor of Mankind died. He also holds back demons from the realm of chaos. So there's like a demonic invasion threatening at any second, but he holds it off. Even though he basically can't communicate in person, he's psychically present is the best way to explain it. And to do his daily grind, however, he requires 1,000 psychic soul sacrifice to feed his power. So they're bringing 1,000 psychic people, not as strong as he is. He's the strongest psychic being as far as I know. But they're bringing 1,000 psychic beings, and he is literally consuming their souls to keep himself alive every day.
Okay. First part, I was like, he's supporting the Han Moon, keeping the demon. Then, nope, he's Guima.
Remember Grimdark?
Yeah.
Remember that? Yeah.
That's
There it
a
is.
lot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, there's a million worlds with billions of people on them. So yes, it is a lot. It's a lot. It's terrifying
Is being
numbers.
psychic like a normal thing? Because you can say there's billions of people on worlds and whatever, but specifically have to be psychic, like, unless that's like your average Joe. Haha, I know you want eggs for breakfast tomorrow.
I don't know the answer to that. There's 1,000 a day at least. I know they have like ships that basically go out to each world and hunt for sacrifices.
They hunt them down, or do they like willingly give in?
I think it's I don't know enough to really answer. I think it's like almost authoritarian vibe.
Uh,
Yeah, like not good,
well,
not fun.
well, dang. Hey, Brock, I might have to go get into Warhammer. This sounds interesting.
It's intense at the very least. It is interesting, but it is intense too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's pretty much all I got for my card.
All right. We're going to talk about the birthday party.
Okay. Vault 101.
Vault 101. So we'll just talk about the very general specifics of the card first. It was printed in the Fallout Universes Beyond. No reprints since then. Don't expect that there ever will be unless there's another Universes Beyond set for Fallout, which I wouldn't put it past them. I mean, it's a super rich game series. They only printed 8 vaults for the set, and there are a lot more than that, given this
At
is
least,
Vault
yeah.
101. We don't know everything about all of them, but we know quite a bit about some that I'm surprised they didn't include. Like, they
No.
didn't even include all of the starter vaults for the games. Vault 101 is one of those, but they didn't include all of them. The art itself is it's the saga, so it's down the side, and it's got a child's drawing on the wall of a kid and dad. It's got like birthday decorations, a picture of a birthday cake, and then crawling out of a drawer of like the dresser that's underneath is a rad roach. So this is like a giant irradiated cockroach, which are present in the games. You fight them.
You say giant, like is it the size of a person or?
No, I don't even know what, like a toddler's tricycle.
Okay. So
They're
terrifying.
they're giant for cockroaches.
Yeah, no, that
But
is
no,
giant.
there's other monsters in the game that are people size, and then there's ones that are even bigger that are. Don't go wandering through like swamps. It's a pain in the butt. Which the art itself is great. It really encapsulates like what that part of the game where you start off in Vault 101 is. It's called Birthday Party because you start off in the vault and it's your 10th birthday as the playable character. There's a whole bunch of stuff with her and her dad. I say her because I'm the player. Sorry.
You can pick your gender.
You can pick your gender. Yeah. Them. Your vault person. And this vault specifically has an issue with rad roaches, which is why it's in the art. But birthday decorations, a cake, all of the things. It is legal to play in Legacy, Vintage, Commander, and Oathbreaker.
Hey, the same. Who would have guessed?
Yeah. Yet again, this is probably one that I would assume is only played in Commander.
Yeah.
Really. I think it is a pretty decent card just for gameplay itself. But what we're here to talk about is why it's so flavorful for the Universes Beyond that it came out for. The price of the card is under $1 for the base or the foil. There is a surge foil version, however, as there were with a couple of different cards from the set, and those go from anywhere $6 to $10 for the surge foils, just because it's the fancy treatment.
They are pretty. I have a MacCready. I don't know how to say it. Yeah. That is from Fallout, and it's a surge foil. It looks good.
I love the surge foil effect. I can't think of any specific foiling that I don't like off the top of my head, but I like shiny cardboard.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get into, I want to start off with the lore before we talk about the card specifics. So vaults were marked as nuclear shelters intended to save people in the event of a nuclear war. In 3 of the 6 main games, you start out in one of the shelters, games 1, 3, and 76. In Fallout 4, you see the Vault Tech marketing and make your way into Vault 111. So you don't start out in the vault, but you do make your way into one. But that one's really cool because you actually get to see like their propaganda beforehand with salesmen literally going door to door. Hey, just in case. And in that circumstance, they literally are like, you're like, sure, yeah, I'll buy in. Bomb drop. And then in Fallout 2 and Fallout New Vegas, you begin in the wastelands. So this is after the events of the nuclear fallout, and you're just out and about. You come across vaults during gameplay, but you don't start out in one. However, all of these vaults that were supposed to be for the betterment of people and safety and protection of humankind to not face extinction were actually designed as grand social experiments, which they show in the TV series, which is fantastic, in my opinion. A lot of TV and movies that are based off of video games aren't necessarily that great, but this one is really, really good, in my opinion. And I think they're going towards more into New Vegas territory.
Yeah, with the end of it. Oh, well, we should probably say spoilers, but honestly, I mean, it's been out for a while, so.
If you haven't watched it, you should watch it.
As someone who's never played a Fallout game, I really enjoyed that show. Yeah. And I didn't know anything about like all the references to the games. It was just a good show.
Yeah, and it was really fun for me to be like, hey, that happened because of this. So each vault was meant to gather data through experimentation of various natures on the vault's inhabitants, with only a few of the vaults acting as a control. It's a scientific experiment. You have the ones that actually do something, and then your control vaults.
Yep.
The data was meant to be gathered by a group called the Enclave, which you come to realize is a big bad.
Okay.
To create a multi-general spaceship in order to colonize new planets under the assumption that the Earth would be uninhabitable after nuclear fallout. Which isn't, an unreasonable estimation.
Yeah.
However, that's not the case. So like I said before, we got 8 Vault Saga cards in the Fallout set. We only got a couple of the starter ones. We didn't get Vault 111 or Vault 76. Vault 111 being the one from Fallout 4 and 76 being from
76.
Fallout 76. But they did pick some interesting vaults that translated really, really well into the sagas. Now, specifically about Vault 101, let me read you a little poem.
What?
This is a birthday card poem that you receive from another vault dweller when you're playing the game. And it says, "Gray walls, impenetrable steel, suffocation, condemnation, little hands groping in subterranean uncertainty. Mommy? Daddy? Am I dead? Nay, nay! Reborn into purifying fluorescence. A face emerges strong and male. Father to me, father to all. Overseeing our lives, our eternities, harshness of discipline, harshness of love. Obedience, my savior. Larva to pupa, pupa to worker. Buzz, buzz, one with the steel honeycomb. 10 lies within the 101. Significant at last. Till gray seeps from walls to hair to soul. Then eternal slumber, the sweet sleep of incineration." Happy birthday, 10-year-old.
Why do I feel like I've heard that before, even though I've never played the game? Like,
I don't know.
it was the mommy daddy part. Like, I feel like that was referenced in something that I've come across.
Oh, I don't know, maybe. It's
Yeah.
creepy as heck, though.
Yeah.
Like, to give to a 10-year-old?
Yeah.
It
What the heck?
So the thing is that poem encompasses the mantra of all of the citizens of Vault 101, which the mantra is, after all, we are born in the vault, we live in the vault, we die in the vault. The original experiment stated that Vault 101 was to be sealed forever. However, the inhabitants were lied to and told that the outside world was incredibly irradiated and uninhabitable, and the inside of the vault was their only safety. So as far as they knew, you could not go outside, which again was not the case. Eventually, after time,
Yep.
we come to learn that you can inhabit the wastelands to some extent. But the inside of the vault's totally normal. As you start the game, you walk around, people are having bake-offs, you play hide and seek, you celebrate holidays, birthdays, you go to school. All the normal things.
Yeah.
However, as time passed, inhabitants did eventually leave the vault for various reasons that I won't go into, and because of that, the vault became overrun and infested with rad roaches, hence that's why the rad roaches were in the art. How is the card flavorful for the actual gameplay? You create a 1/1 white soldier creature token. Birthday, a baby.
Yeah.
You make
so
a person.
Food. Yeah.
And you make a food. The birthday cake.
That's cute.
Adorable. And then for the second 2 chapters, it's you put an aura and equipment card from your graveyard or hand onto the battlefield and put it onto something.
Aura?
Aura farming. Our kids are going to cringe at that one. I interpreted it as it's a birthday, you get gifts.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It also fits into the theme of everyone who is born in the vault has a purpose. Like, you are going to go through, learn how to do one thing, and that is what you do for your life. You're born, you work, you die. And that's it. So you are being given the equipment that is your
Oh,
entire future. A little grim there.
yeah. Why do you get 2 pieces?
2 pieces.
Yeah. It doesn't that one happen twice?
Oh, yeah, it does happen
Yeah.
twice. Well, multiple people are going to give you a birthday gift.
True. Yeah.
Obviously.
Fair. You hope anyway.
You would hope. There's a couple of different rules. We doing it again. um,
Yeah,
for
but I
the
bet this
card.
one doesn't combo with anything, huh?
No, that
Yeah.
is not my interesting information for this one.
Okay, keep going. Sorry.
Or it might. I don't know. I didn't look.
I doubt
I
it.
didn't care.
Yeah.
So the rules are an aura put onto the battlefield this way doesn't target anything, but the aura's enchantment ability restricts what it can be attached to. If the aura can't legally be attached to anything, then you can't put it on the battlefield at all. So you can put the auras on opponents' creatures, even if they have hexproof or shroud, because it doesn't target.
Wow.
I always love finding little ways to get
Yeah.
around those. It explains a food is an artifact type, even though it appears on some creatures, it's never a creature type. You can't sacrifice food to pay multiple costs. So you can't tap to sack it for the food's ability to gain 3 life and use it for another creature's ability. They give an example of Mara Leaf Rider. I don't know who that is. Why is that the example that they gave? That seems like a really random card. I'm gonna have to look it up.
Yeah.
You might learn something about it. Who knows? Or it's just dumb. Who knows? And then the last one, because we just keep circling round back to the fact that these employees have nothing better to do with their lives. Whatever you do, don't eat the delicious cards.
That's on the rules text.
That's on the
on
rules
Gather.
text.
That is awesome.
Yep. Don't eat the birthday cake. Cardboard.
Yeah, but you can use anything as a token. So if I use a piece of cake as my food token during a game of Magic, who are they to tell me I can't eat it?
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. We just saw an episode of Game Nights where they pulled
Oh,
out
yeah.
real cabbages for her food tokens. It was great.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What if I actually use a real piece of cake?
Yeah. And then something that I wanted to talk about, because I just think vaults are really interesting. Same idea, kind of like grim dark. This one seems overall pretty harmless. Like, yeah, they're told they can never leave, but nothing bad really happens to them, right? Yeah, they just get to live their lives in a,
I mean, they're
what they call it, a
effectively
honeycomb.
being experimented on without knowing.
Right.
That's pretty
It's
messed
still,
up.
it's not good. But then you hear about worse faults, because there are some that not good. So I have 2. The first one I wanted to talk about simply because it kind of reminds me of a card that you've talked about, and it's called Vault 11, Voter's Dilemma. So you see this vault in New Vegas, and once a year the inhabitants are told to sacrifice one of their own, and if they didn't, the vault's computer would kill everyone.
Whoa.
Yeah. So the person chosen would serve as the overseer until it was time to die. Each vault has an overseer guy that's at the head. Some vaults, people were elected for it. Some, you knew who it was, and it was just, there was a specific way that it was picked outside of, like, democratically. And then some you never saw at all. Then the dwellers would hold a sort of like manipulative political election, asking dwellers to vote for the least liked inhabitant.
They had an unpopularity contest.
Yeah.
That's great.
And
it's messed up, but it's great.
on the Saga's art, it has the posters for voting, which I thought was really interesting.
That is.
In the game, spoilers, in the game when you reach the end of Vault 111, because it's one that you actually get to play through, you hear a message commending the inhabitants for refusing to take a human life.
Hmm.
Nothing would have happened if the inhabitants had not chosen to kill anyone, but they didn't know that.
Yeah.
Um, so it's a really like sad end to what shows kind of the true nature of humans.
Yeah, that just makes me think, like, imagine if you were in there for like 40 years and every year you basically partook in killing somebody and then learned that it was all for nothing. You didn't have to do that. That would really
Yeah,
mess you
under
up.
this guise of, sacrifice for the greater good. Like, if we don't do this, if somebody doesn't die, then we all die. That
Yeah.
sounds horrible. Like, what would you do? But you didn't have to. But that's what the experiment was would people do it, or would they revolt, or just refuse and see what happens? And of course, it turned out the way that it did, which I think is probably what you could expect,
I think that
to be honest.
that most people, like, if the average person was thrown in there, murders would happen every year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of messed up, but to say that's how I feel. Yeah.
So again, so this is like the next step down. Here's a vault that obviously has something terrible about it. Outside of that, they lived normal lives. They just killed somebody every year.
Yeah.
So worse than 101, but still not the worst
Oh yeah.
of
I
the
bet.
vaults. One of the ones that I thought is just horrific is Vault 112, which you see in Fallout 3. The lore behind Vault 112 is super dark and terrifying. The vault's purpose was to suspend their inhabitants in a virtual reality world indefinitely and create the perfect safe life for those inside. The inhabitants, unfortunately, were completely unable to leave the virtual reality on their own accord. So they were put in. There's nothing they can do about it. As time passed, the overseer of this vault was not a good guy, super sadistic, and began torturing and killing the dwellers inside of the simulation. But because they weren't really dead, he would resurrect them in the virtual reality world, wipe their memories, and do it all over again.
That's sick.
So these people lived the equivalent of hundreds of lives of nothing but torture, pain, death, do it again.
You didn't even get a break. Like, in my head, you basically did rounds of torturing people, but it was like basically constant torture.
I don't know
Yeah.
if there
Oh,
was a break time in between, really or not.
that's
Or if
purgatory.
they like came back and he moved on to somebody else while they just existed for a little bit, but they don't remember any of it either.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that just sounds awful. I don't even know like the right words to use of
Yeah.
how terrible that is. Like, how horrible of a person do you have to be to want to do that to people?
Yeah.
There's many more vaults. And if you would like to know more about some of the other vaults and their lore and even how they relate to their magic cards, you can check out our TikTok because I will discuss more of them on there after this episode airs.
Yeah.
Because there are some definitely other really interesting ones and really horrifying ones
Yeah. That's nuts.
that you should know about.
I don't think every universe is beyond is this bleak. We just picked them.
Yeah, why didn't we talk about Sonic?
Yeah, what does that
Jesus.
say about us?
So anyway, that's my card
Yep.
for today.
All right. Yeah. We didn't really have something necessarily to hyperfixate on, except for the Universes Beyond theme. I had asked you to pick a Universes
Yep.
Beyond card for this episode, so I didn't know what your card was, but I did know that it was Universes Beyond, and I did that because I just kind of wanted to talk about it a bit. Ever since I went around on the internet, that I honestly don't remember the name, but people were basically called the equivalent of pigs for liking Universes
Oh,
Beyond, and I was very offended by it. And not me, I didn't feel personally attacked. I just felt like that person has such a terrible view. maybe I won't include this part because I don't want to call one person out, and I don't even know who it was. You know what I'm talking about, though, huh?
Yeah, I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
But let me start from the get-go, just about my thoughts. So I think Universes Beyond is so appealing because if you're invested in this game enough, I think it's natural to take the next step to wonder what outside IPs would look like in Magic. So like, you see all these cool Magic cards that are in Universe, and you go, well, I really like this too. What would it look like if it were in Magic? I think that's a perfectly natural progression of playing.
Yeah, I think that if Universes Beyond didn't already exist, especially I started playing well after Universes Beyond started, I think.
You started in what, 2020?
Yeah.
2019, somewhere around 2020. That's around when it really started. The Walking Dead. I mean, there were Transformer cards before that, but it wasn't Universes Beyond.
Yeah, but it's been pretty much a part of the game since I
Yeah.
started playing Magic. But if it didn't exist, I don't think that I would consider it. I wouldn't go, I wonder what Fallout would be like if it were Magic. But since it already is, I definitely go down the rabbit holes of, oh, I would be interested in seeing this IP
Yeah. I mean, we've
as a
already named
set.
one.
Yes.
Cosmere.
Yeah, the Cosmere,
Yeah.
absolutely. Even other things like, man, I loved Sailor Moon when I was a kid. I'd love to see a little Sailor Moon set because I think it'd be super badass.
I'm surprised that hasn't, because that's a pretty
Me
big, yeah.
too. Me too. I wonder, I don't know. Maybe it's because I mean, it was really popular in like the late 90s. So it's a long time ago, but who knows? Wizards.
Stop it.
Ideas. I
A
got
long
ideas.
time ago. See, I think it is more natural because, and I'm not a big comic book person, but it's a very common thing for comic book nerds to be like, what if these two comic book characters met?
Yeah.
That's a pretty normal thing, even if it is Marvel and DC. Like they don't even have to be from the same company, and you think that. So that's why I think it's a natural thing to take Magic and take things outside of Magic and think about what they look like in Magic. Like maybe everybody doesn't, but I think if I were a comic book nerd, I would do what I just said right there,
Yeah.
because I do it with Magic cards and not Magic IPs. I've thought about multiple IPs. I just want to name a couple of my favorites. Like for instance, when Final Fantasy came out in the summertime, you
Yeah.
heard it a million times.
Yeah, I
I
did.
was I was I was hoping so much for a Kingdom Hearts cross, because some of the characters from Kingdom Hearts that are in Kingdom Hearts are from Final Fantasy, so they got cards, but it really wasn't Kingdom Hearts. But I knew the Disney ones would never see a Magic card,
Well,
but I was hoping the ones that were Kingdom Hearts only would be like in a universe or a secret layer, but it
yeah, I
didn't
kind of
happen.
assumed it wouldn't because Kingdom Hearts is Disney and Disney has its own trading card game
Well,
and
it's a partnership of Square Enix and Disney, which is who makes
yes,
Final Fantasy.
but I'm still saying like being able to get a hand in with Disney is a
I
whole
mean,
different story.
they're making Marvel cards, which is technically owned by Disney. The contract probably was signed before Disney bought it. We don't know.
Yeah,
Who
that's
knows?
true.
But I'm just saying, like, technically, we're getting Disney cards right now.
That's true.
Yeah. So I had hopes. It didn't happen. I'm sad. I would also love to see Zelda, and that's all I want to say about what sets I've thought about a lot. I would love
Zelda
to
would be
see.
cool.
Yes, I would love it. Which I referenced Zelda last episode, so
Immediate, the Great Deku Tree is obviously the Great Henge. Good
yeah,
reprints.
we just got that though in Avatar.
Well, we can get it again and again and again so that the value
Until
goes
it's
down.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, just a little bit more thoughts. I personally like most of the Universes Beyond sets. Not all of them, but I like most of them. I don't know how many cards there are now. I don't know, but how many of those cards do I like? Probably 90% of them are cards that I would not be like, oh, I don't even really want to put that in my deck. I like most of them. And if I saw the other 10% that I don't care to play, because it's just not my cup of tea. If someone else is playing it, I'm not going to put them down for playing that card. I really don't care all that much.
We don't yuck, others yum,
Yeah,
is the
I literally wrote
phrase. Yeah.
that. uh, yeah, I wouldn't. And uh, if you stop and think about it, as Magic players, we are all collectively sitting down and pretending our little pieces of cardboard do more than just sitting at a table. So who am I to tell someone else that they can't pretend their magic card is this, and I have to pretend my magic cards are these?
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's definitely been some secret layers that I have been aghast at.
same.
Um, like SpongeBob.
SpongeBob. Yeah.
Bro, no interest whatsoever. Y'all want to play SpongeBob as Jodo the Unifier? Cool. I'm going to stick with the in-universe version for my deck and be happy with it. I also would love to build a Toxrill deck. You're judging. Stop judging me. I'm not going to run Gary. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
But there's also a ton of universes beyond that I adore and play with pride.
Yes.
And so if that's SpongeBob for someone, cool, do that because I do it with mine that you may not like. And also just to note, there's some in-universe cards that I also really don't like. When they came out with those gold first place whatevers in Aether Drift, one of our friends thinks they're really, really cool, and that's awesome for him. I think they are the ugliest cards I've ever seen in my life. Not a fan of the face cards.
I like the face cards.
Some of them are okay, like the Tatiova one was fine, but again, the ones with like the bright yellow background, and some of them are just ugly to me, and I'm like, I don't...
What? 6 is great, and it's got the yellow background.
It's ugly. The art outside of the background is fine. It's the background.
6 looks... 6 looks awesome.
No. So it is what it is. Like, we can just let each other play.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't care what's sitting across the table from me as far as what it looks like. I care about what it does.
Yep.
That's what's going to affect me in my game of Magic. Go ahead and play your Gary. I'm more concerned about the fact that it's Toxrill and it does Toxrill things.
Yeah.
Like, that's what truly matters. Let the cards look however they're going to look.
Yeah. No, I agree. And yeah, some of them do look almost off-putting to me too. But if you know me, when I sit down to play Magic, I'm so excited. It's one of my favorite things to do. And so if that excitement comes from a card that I don't necessarily agree with, I'm not going to put that down. I'm going to have fun playing. And just because Gary the Snail is sitting over there, let me play my dumb cards and you play your dumb cards and we'll both pretend like we want to. And the game itself, I'm not just sitting there pretending that my characters are running around or anything, but I'm saying like, what's a +1/+1 counter on a piece of cardboard other than a little die or a little chip? It's
Right.
not actually anything on there. That's what I'm getting at, is that we're all collectively pretending. Stop telling people how to pretend. We are not 5-year-olds.
Yeah. The only thing that gets me about Universes Beyond, which I think I've kind of alluded to in other ones, is I am one of the ones who do wish there wasn't quite as much of it. I get why it is the way that it is. Wizards is a business.
Yeah.
Hasbro is a business.
If it didn't sell, they wouldn't do it.
You do the things that make you the money.
Yep.
I do love Magic lore. It drew me in from the get-go. My first set was, or one of my first sets, not my very first one.
It was where you really got into it.
It was the first set that I collected.
Yes.
Was Mother of Machines, and the lore and the story of the Phyrexians and their invasion and all of that was amazing. I thought it was great, and I would love to see more of that. And I do really like the aesthetic of Magic the Gathering.
Yeah. And then that little set came out and ruined it. I don't remember the name of it. March of the Moon? No. Whatever.
Aftermath.
Yeah.
I'm not even... Nope. It makes me so angry. Anyway, so if there was just a little bit less of it, I think that would be ideal. But it is what it is. And again, people are going to buy it. I'm going to buy the ones I like. I just bought 3 of the secret lair drops for Avatar because I love Avatar.
Yeah, I was just thinking about how you're like, I wish they'd do it less as I spend all this money on
As
Avatar.
I just spent a bunch of money on Avatar because that's what we Magic players do, and it's going to continue, and maybe we'll see a fall off at some point. I know that there has been some downfall on the secondary market
Yeah.
when it comes to secret lair drops and things like that. They're not selling as quickly on the secondary market because people are over it.
Yeah.
But
That's a lot.
it's a lot.
Yeah.
That's another story.
Yeah. That's all I got, and I think we put it together pretty well.
Yeah.
How we feel about it.
Yeah. Tell us what your thoughts are about
Yes.
secret lairs, the cards, or just the idea in general. We'd love to actually discuss it in the comments.
So where can people find you on the internet?
So you can find anything that I do personally under Bytesize or Bytesize92 I know I'm on TikTok. I don't post a lot personally on there, but you can also find our other Magic the Gathering content that would be under Dicentric Games on TikTok and Twitch, and you can look for us there if you want to see any streaming Magic, D&D, Cosmere RPG, really, content.
And if you see me online, you'll see me under the name of Socratic Irony too.
Well, we hope you learned something new about the cards that we talked about today. Let us know if there's anything interesting about the cards that we didn't discuss, or specifically what you found interesting about them.
If you would like to share any of the quirks that Magic has hidden in their cards, join the Discord in the description. If you have questions or suggestions for the show, please leave a comment or shoot us an email.
We would love to hear from you guys.
Thank you, everyone. Enjoy your week.
Click all the buttons, do all the things.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.